I'll write you a check for 60 grand. And it'll even be good. But that's what I could do.
I'll do it.
If you love hardcore pawn, then drop a like to this video right now. Hey there gang, what's up and welcome back to another video on Filmtastic. The gold and silver pawn shop has seen quite a lot of extravaganza, but some of those deals stood out in terms of their value. If you wish to know about the 5 most expensive deals that were made on the show, then this is the right place for you. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to be notified of more awesome content in the future. Let's get rolling, guys. Number 5, John F. Kennedy Cigars. The gold and silver pawn shop got a very fortunate moment when a customer came into the pawn shop with some of the unused cigars that made it to the presidential table, therefore requesting an astonishing $95,000 sum as payment. Since basically everyone knows what went on with the Cuban trade embargo and John F. Kennedy ordering 12,000 cigars just hours ago, it was pretty darn obvious that they would make lots of profits if they got presented to the market. Rick realized that this was a big opportunity, so he used his tactics in marketing and sales and dropped the price to $60,000, after which an agreement was effectively reached.
65 and you got a deal.
60 grand. I'll give you 30 now. Give me the rest of the paperwork. I'll give you the other 30.
Got it, man.
All right.
Number 4, the 2014 Hertz Penske GT Mustang. Car fanatics will remember this one. Quite some time ago, back in the days, Hertz teamed up with NASCAR's executives to create a very limited edition of GT Mustangs. There were only 150 made, and amongst them, the first 10 got reserved for some of the very special people and executives at NASCAR. Since this was a huge deal for the Harrisons, they had to consult a specialist on this. Therefore, they got a real NASCAR driver to do a test run of the car to check if it's genuine or not. Joey, the driver who test drove the car, concluded that it was completely original, and he himself estimated the car to go up to $75,000. This gave the owner some motivation to start the negotiations at 75 grand, but Rick instantly made it clear that he will not be crossing 60. Eventually, a deal was struck with both of them being super happy. The car that was brought to the gold and silver pawn shop was one of the 10 I just talked about. This made them kind of more valuable if compared to the other Mustangs.
I'm asking $85,000 for the car. The lowest I'll accept is $60,000.
Number 3, the 1932 Lincoln Roadster. Coming up next is another car, but it happens to differ from the previous one in a lot of ways. This car, contrary to the previous modern Mustang, was powered by a 150 horsepower engine, a concept unknown to folks of today. The 1932 Lincoln Roadster, as it was called, is said to be one of the most powerful vehicles of its time. The owner of the car, who went by the name of Uncle Carl, had bought the car from a museum, so he was totally unwilling to give his lifetime possession for even a dime less than he had expected. Uncle Carl set the price at $100,000, and since both the older Harrisons knew that this car was a huge possession, they were not willing to let it go. They negotiated for some time, and as Uncle Carl was willing to accept gold in terms of payment, the pawn shop ended up making a deal for $95,000.
Okay, here we go.
Number 2, investment of silver. I must say, a lot of times when our parents ask us to do some stuff, they really do have our best interests in mind. Taking the example of this young man who was asked by his dad to start investing money in something profitable. He decided to go old school and invested all of his money in buying silver. When this young man brought the silver to the Harrisons, Rick literally drilled holes into the silver bars to check if they were real. His collection of silver was immensely huge. The silver turned out to be completely genuine, and thus the Harrisons made an offer of $111,000. This was a huge profit for the young man, so he gladly accepted.
111 sounds good to me.
All right, deal, 111.
Number 1, Where the Wild Things Are by Marie Sendak. artwork could go for quite some value, and this notion was proved in the show when the most expensive item ever presented and bought was the set of works by Maurice Sendak titled Where the Wild Things Are. Rick was especially invited by the art gallery owner to show him this product, and Rick knew from the very beginning that he needed this art. The owner asked for a huge sum of $375,000 for all of the drawings, but Rick was able to push the price down to $250,000, making him the new owner of Maurice Sendak's artwork.
It's like one of the coolest things I ever bought.
Thank you.
All of these figures clearly explain that the Harrisons are tremendously rich when it comes to the money they've made over the years. Well, this brings us to the end of our video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you haven't liked the video yet, it's never too late to start now. We'll see you in another video real soon. Until then, take care and goodbye.